You know, between Forspoken and Velma, I think it's safe to say 2023 is off to an amusing start. You know, a game's gonna be interesting when literally all of Twitter is yelling about it for 2 days straight. I did a whole video on the PC specs a few days ago, and I was sure to watch those Twitter clips of the god-awful dialogue.
Did you not just see me take out that gnarly beast?
Grubby's gotta go catch some gnarly pounders!
Overall, this can't possibly be the gold standard of $70 games, but Square Enix wants to make sure we think that anyways. Granted, this is the same company that wanted us to pay like $250 for Kingdom Hearts PC ports, so I really shouldn't be surprised at the garbage, but I guess I just always expect there to at least be a little less garbage every time we go around the circle, but you know, silly me. Steam has not been too kind to this game so far. As of January 25th, it is sitting with a 49% approval rating, and the reviews are not very nice. So let's take a look and see what the PC gaming community has to say about the latest epic RPG from Square Enix. But before I read anything, there's one thing I want to point out. Do you see anything stupid here? Aside from the $70 price tag, of course. Just take a good look at all these buying options, and see if you can find something stupid. Here, I'll zoom in to make it a little more obvious.
You think this is funny? In a cosmic sort of way, yes.
So you're charging $70 for the game, and $25 for whatever the fuck a deluxe upgrade is, but just in case you didn't catch how little the fuck Square Enix gives about anything at all, they just have to rub it in with save 0%. Incredible. Okay, on to the reviews. The #1 top review on Steam. Not recommended, nothing like the trailers, sadly the game is poorly optimized, it is basically a bad port. Ooh, who called that one? Oh yeah, it was everyone. I maintain this one, trailers look cleaner and smoother, graphics on this game don't look very next gen to me. Graphics are not as great as they show them in the video trailers. Again, they are not, as I said below. Okay, he's doing edits on it, fine, whatever. Basically, the #1 most helpful review on the Forspoken Steam page is this. Someone who did a bad review and then came back to edit it and reassure everyone that yes, it's a bad review. I got the game for free and I still feel like I've been robbed. 6,000 people found this review helpful. It's extremely unoptimized, voice acting is terrible that you could tell they even voice acted the cat. Why would you voice act a cat's meow? Wait, are you serious? They voice acted a cat? You couldn't get a cat to just meow into a microphone? I get my cat to meow into the microphone on accident. You couldn't do it on purpose? Here, I'll do it right now. Where's Bonnie? Bonnie. Bonnie. I need you to make a point for me. Can you meow into the microphone, please? Make noise, please. You jump into my lap and yell every other video I record, and now you're not saying anything. Are you serious? What if I hold you like a baby? There we go, I had hold you like a baby. Wow, Lamau. It is apparent there is only one demographic this is geared to, and if this kid is like any others, the future is doomed. Think of where we are now, and where we were just 50 years ago. Black kid asks how can her parents leave her on the street as a newborn? The kid who the game begins with her in court with a list of garbage convictions. A kid. And they made a game from this story. Bro. It's not that serious, I promise. Get out of the positive reviews and save your money. Edit. Thank you. This game has some major things going for it. Gameplay is fun, the story is enjoyable, Cuff, albeit slightly annoying, is not as bad as everyone says. He grows on you, like an ingrown toenail. You know things are bad when comparing something to an ingrown toenail is like a diamond in the rough piece of positive feedback. I want to know how the hell her phone did not die once. Recommended. Of the first 71 minutes of game time, most of it has been you have to walk really slowly because of reasons, or cutscene. Of the cutscenes, 2 of them were narratively important, the rest were, that last cutscene, yeah, we're just going to drill that point home because you're idiots. So, it's a Naughty Dog game? I want the first 2 hours of the game to be 2 hours of gameplay, so that I can decide if I want to play the game or get a refund. Now, 74 minutes into the game and still not having access to the actual gameplay part of the game, I'm inclined to refund it because the ratio of agency to cutscenes is atrocious. Having given the game another 25 minutes, I have requested a refund, because it was another 25 minutes of cutscenes and slow walking. Sometimes I wonder if that's on purpose nowadays, Like, so many games start painfully slow, and it's really starting to feel like companies are doing this on purpose in order to avoid getting the game refunded. Like, am I a conspiracy theorist for thinking that? Just, it can't be a coincidence that so many games start at like the 2 to 3 hour mark now, and that's also conveniently when you can't refund it anymore. And this only seems to happen with games that would be refunded otherwise. I didn't know how disappointed I could be in a brand new video game until I got Forspoken. A litany of problems, none of which are minor, adding up to a half-baked, poorly executed game. For a game that's supposedly been in production for years, it's off-puttingly lackluster, especially for a $70 price tag. I actually saw something on Reddit the other day. Let me see if I can find it again. Can you search a subreddit? I don't know how Reddit works. People send me things on Reddit, and I always feel like I'm on the other side of the planet. Here it is. According to a handful of rumors, and I don't know how legitimate these things are, don't come at me being like, oh, you shared a guy who says the Earth is actually a square and made of Cheetos. Like, I don't fucking care. It's just interesting is all. But apparently there's a theory going around that Forspoken actually changed drastically during development multiple times, which honestly would completely make sense to me with how garbage it looks right now. When you compare early Forspoken footage to Forspoken gameplay and the release build of the game, the original trailers and quote footage actually looked interesting. I was actually kind of excited for this game up until like 3 months ago. This PlayStation exclusive game coming to PC day one, and the early footage looks really interesting. Like, it has this really cool traversal and parkour system in an open world. And as someone who likes RPG games but doesn't like traditional RPG combat and gameplay, like, I'm someone that if you're going to make me play an RPG, there has to be something really special about it. Be it in the gameplay like Dark Souls, or be it in the storytelling like The Witcher. Like, I'm just not an RPG player, but Forspoken was actually kind of interesting to me because of the traversal mechanics and because of the parkour. That I thought was going to be the thing that hooked me into this RPG, because I really want to be into RPGs. I really want to refine my palette a bit. It's just, as someone who doesn't play a lot of RPGs, it can be hard to start a new one unless there's something really grabbing you and pulling you towards it, you know? And I was actually kind of excited for Forspoken, again, up until like 3 months ago. I truly don't know what happened here, but something definitely happened. Even if you really like Forspoken, even if you don't think all the criticism it's been getting is justified, can we at least agree on the fact that something had to have happened? Because downgrades this drastic this doesn't just happen, you know? I'm fully aware that there's a lot of fake advertising nowadays in gaming. There's a lot of downgrades nowadays in gaming. But for a next-gen game, the trailers and the gameplay being this out of sync with each other, there has to be a reason for that. And frankly, I'm completely willing to believe that this game drastically changed direction behind the scenes. Seeing the final version of the game, I'm completely ready to believe that. Assassin's Creed Unity looks more next-gen than Forspoken. Hope that helps. Cozy vibes and great production values, but a few patches, optimization, and quality of life short of being worthy of picking up, but literally never pay 80 euros for this. I think that's the most fair review, honestly, that I've seen so far. It looks decent. There was definitely effort put in, but 80 euros, $70 worth of polish and quality of life here? No. And just for some perspective here, the game hasn't been out very long, but there's already people saying you can finish the main story in about 15 hours. 15 hours for the main story in a $70 game? Can we agree that's a little unreasonable? Like, even if the game worked flawlessly, I would say that's unreasonable. My last run of Witcher 3 took me 41 hours to finish, and I am 100% going to play it again. I mean, now I'm just going through my Steam library and just comparing like gameplay time to price. I mean, Arkham City, I got that game for like $5 and I got 64 hours out of it. I 100%ed it, granted. The point, which I've kind of lost by now, admittedly, is that $70 for a 15 to 20 hour main story RPG? The point I'm getting at is fucking get real, Square Enix. That is not worth it, especially with all the technical problems. This game could run flawlessly and it would still be overpriced. Okay, hang on, back to the reviews. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a very telling one. Ryzen 7 3700X, RTX 3070, 16 gigs of RAM, M2 SSD, 1440p, low settings, 30 FPS in fight, 40 in open world. Good lord. I'm just going to start rapid firing these. So far, what a waste of time. If you want to just push a button to get to the next cinematographic cutscene, then this is for you. I am so bored and annoyed having to waste my time watching this dribble. I sure hope this gets more involved, or I will be deleting this today. Also, disabling the mouse is stupid and annoying. So far, it seems like it is set up for a 6-year-old to play. Not happy even for free. Optimization is an issue, the story isn't anything special, I don't care about any of the characters, the dialogue feels very out of place, feeling like a Gen Z trying to speak to someone at a Renaissance fair, while even without the optimization issues, it is a very average game and not worth full price. Especially when full price is arbitrarily $70 now. Wait for a deep sale if you want to try, or wait until they fix the game. Which they surely will not, because why would they? I'm begging for Forspoken high FPS. Are you proud of yourself? The game crashes in menu every time I try to look at settings. Well, that feels weirdly personal. Game makes you feel like you got scammed for an unfinished product. IGN probably. I like speedrunning, and my favorite category of this game is refund percentage. Wait for updates/sale, but don't let this distract you from the fact that in Australia there are 48 million kangaroos, and in Uruguay there are, oh good gosh, numbers are hard, 3,457,380 inhabitants. So if the kangaroos decide to invade Uruguay, each Uruguayan will have to fight 14 kangaroos. I can't wait for the comments that tell me I can't say Uruguay or Uruguayans. I understand that I'm too white. You don't have to tell me. This game is a good drinking game. Every time you cringe, you drink. Optimization, motherfucker. Do you speak it? All I can say is the game is not worth the price. Hee hee, felt got rib off. Okay. My first $70 game refund challenge, any percent speedrun. 40 FPS spoke. Oh boy, look, I'm just gonna call it there. That's a lot for me. I'm just gonna call it. The moral of the story is Square Enix, please stop doing this. Please stop treating the PC buyer base like trash. Please stop treating the console buyer base like trash. Please stop making trash. Thank you. Toodles.